Preparing to submit a tender response. To be successful in securing work with Australian government organisations, you will need to respond effectively and competitively when they approach the market to procure goods and services. In this video, we'll step through the process of preparing to respond to an approach to market and provide some tips to help you understand what will be required when you submit a response. An approach to market will typically include a description of the procurement, which will specify the scope of work, deliverables and expected outcomes, any technical or functional specifications, timeframes for delivery and performance expectations, any conditions for participation, which are minimum requirements you must meet to be considered for the work. Conditions for participation help organisations ensure you have the legal, financial, technical and commercial capability to fulfil the requirements of the procurement. Minimum content and format requirements, which explains what information your tender response should contain and the format you need to use. Evaluation criteria and methodology against which tender responses will be evaluated. The evaluation criteria will help you understand what is required in order for you to be competitive in your tender response. Process rules to help you understand how the process will be run, including the deadline and location for lodging your response, protocols for seeking clarification or asking questions of the procuring organisation, their process for responding, and how any confidential information will be treated during the process and after a contract is awarded, and a draft contract to help you understand the terms and conditions under which work will be delivered. Let's run through some of these requirements, starting with licenses and standards. When you enter into a contract with an Australian government organisation, you will need to comply with relevant Australian laws. These include holding relevant licenses, certifications, and any other approvals required to lawfully provide the required goods and services. To ensure you are able to meet these requirements, you may have to provide evidence of relevant licenses and certifications as part of your tender response. Where relevant, request documents will also outline any specific Australian or international standards that suppliers are required to comply with. To ensure you are able to meet these requirements, you may have to provide evidence that you can meet the specified standards. You may also be required to agree to periodic audits or reviews to confirm ongoing compliance with these standards. There may also be minimum insurance requirements. While you generally do not need to have insurance to respond to an approach to market, you will need to meet any specified insurance requirements prior to entering into a contract or agreement. The amount and type of insurance required will be clearly stated in the request documents. Some common types of insurance include public liability insurance, product liability insurance, professional indemnity insurance, and workers' compensation insurance. Insurance requirements will be different for each contract. If you feel the amount or type of insurance required is excessive, you may choose to query this with the nominated organisation contact officer to see if there is any flexibility in the requirement. There are a number of Australian government procurement connected policies that place minimum requirements on businesses responding to tenders. Where these policies are relevant, the related requirements will be clearly outlined in request documents. Up-to-date information on these policies and any requirements potential suppliers may need to comply with is available on the Selling to Government website at sellingtogov.finance.gov.au and the Department of Finance website at finance.gov.au.